Welcome back to PalettePlay Studios. Today we are diving into a vibrant watercolor project, a cup full of cherries with rich colors, deep shadows, and a touch of realism. Okay, so here's what you all need for this project: a quality watercolor paper, probably a 280 or 300 GSM paper, a set of watercolor paints, brushes, and of course, water. And we will just dive into it. So let's begin with a light sketch. Start by drawing the cup, a simple curved shape with patterns, so that we can add more depth to the cup as well. Next, we will add some cherries both inside the cup and scattered around it. The shape and angle would depend solely on you, at what angles you want to make the cherries. Don't worry about the perfection here. Watercolors have a very beautiful way of adding life to very simple shapes, right? So now that the sketch is ready, I am going to erase the pencil markings and outline it with Settler color pencils only, so that it would be easier to add color to these. Okay, so first we will do that. Okay, why I am doing this is so that the pencil marks do not spoil the watercolors, because as I will add water to this now, it will leave a very blackish kind of a color. Okay, now you can see all my cherries clearly, right? So you see them at different angles. Some are halves, the background cherries, they are hardly visible, right? So this you can do by visualizing, or you can keep a reference picture in front of you and try to replicate those, right? You can take beautiful photographic pictures and make sketches out of it and then paint. So now the outline is ready. I am going to take water in my brush and just swipe it on top of these outlines, and you will see it will leave color, right? So your base color would be automatically be ready in one go. So I am going to do this for the entire painting. So my base color is ready, and now when working with watercolors, the trick is to keep adding layers to build up the richness, right? And you have to be very patient with watercolors. You have to let each layer dry before adding more to it. Once the base layer is dry, we will start adding depth. Mix a darker shade of red for the cherries, applying it to the parts that are in shadow. Now, before adding to the shadows, I am going to give these cherries a bright red color, and I'm leaving the gaps which I have marked for my highlights, where the reflection would be there. The white color will be added later on. Now pay attention to where the light source is coming from. This will give the cherries a glossy, realistic look, right? For the bowl, we're using mix of browns and blacks to create shadows. Don't forget to add highlights to cherries bowls using a wet brush to lift off some of the paints. Now for the cup, I'm using dark browns and light browns combinations. Firstly, I will paint the entire cup, and then using a finer brush, I will add details to the pattern I have made on the cup, so that it will look like it has carvings on the cup, right? So to give that look, I will highlight it in different angles. So I'm using a combination of light and dark brown to make the design stand out, right? So it will look like it has engraved carvings. So now I'm adding some shadows to my cherries that are dropped on the table and near the cup, right? So I am not just using a black color for shadows, I will use mix of browns and reds, right? It will just give richness to the painting. For the signature cherry shine, I'm using a clean brush to lift some areas of paint. This creates a natural highlight. I will be highlighting it using a white pen as well at the end of it. But now I'm going to use a very fine brush to give it a sharpen its edges and give the cherries a look of plum and juiciness. I am going with a warm yellow background for the red cherries to pop up. So a little more than half area I am using like yellowish tinge color, and the bottom of it, to give it a look of a table, I will use little hint of brown with the yellows and a little bit of oranges, so that it gives a hint of that it is a table on which this cup of cherries is kept. Now few final touches using a black outline marker to just give a little bit edgings to the cherries and the bowl, the little shadows there, those would be present in it, and using a white pen to creating the highlights which I was talking about, giving the shine to the cherries. Thanks for painting with me today. I hope you enjoyed creating this cup of cherries as much as I did. And remember, watercolor takes practice and patience, but you will get better and better with each painting, right? And what did you think of today's session? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to PalettePlay Studios for more art inspirations. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating.